Next one is shells bus. But what is shells bus? Okay, so these shell tracks from a kick drum close to drum tom room mics are going to this bus, shells bus, and then I always process process all of the shell track at the same time in this track. So, but why? Okay, let me explain it. So, first one is compressor, and sounds like this. It's too little to tell the difference, but so the intention this compressor is to get shells cohesive and also to get a little bit of sustain of the every single shells. So for example, if that snare is hit, that sustain of the snare room mic is going to be more cohesive and it's going to be sustained, I think. For example, it's a little, this effect is a little, I think, but yeah, it does work well. So and then so to cohesiveness of the drums is really a key word to mix mellow, because so as I said in the previous videos, so I always say that if I use samples, that this drum sound is going to be isolated or something like that. Then in order not to be isolated, and then we have to use compressor to get cohesiveness, so in order not to be isolated, and that's why I use this compressor then to get sustain. And actually I set the attack at 0 milliseconds to get sustained sound of every single shells a little bit. So then it is kind of spice of the kind of to shell sound, I think. Yeah. Then next one is also compressor, but role of the compressor, this compressor is different from previous one, because yes, this attack is at 3 milliseconds. So, but why I set it at 3 milliseconds? Okay, let's listen to it and compare them. Yes, this compressor is a little is too hard to tell the difference without and with, but so the intention is then to attenuate the attack of the snare and the kick, because it's going to be really pokey, I think. Then so to attenuate the attack of the snare and the kick, then I set it at 3 milliseconds, and then ratio is 4 by 1, I think. Sorry, I don't know what to call it anyway. But then around gain reduction is yeah, if the snare is hit, it's going to be probably minus 3 dB gain reduction. Okay, like this. No, minus around 2 gain reduction. Sorry. Then so kick is going to be around, I forgot, minus 1.4 around. And then actually I set the where is that? Yes, side chain to get the low end through the compressor, because if I didn't set this side chain, that sound of kick is going to be too responsive on this compressor. For example, Yes, -2 gain reduction. It's going to be too much for me. Then so I set it. Then so it's going to be -4 1.4 gain dB gain reduction. For me, it's good for yeah. Then actually probably yes, I set side chain on previous compressor. Yeah, so at around 200 hertz. Okay, so let's listen to it again. So on this compressor, the kick drum is not responded. So I didn't want the compressor to respond the sound of kick drum because I thought that it was going to be too much. Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to it again. Okay. Then yeah, so if I turn off this side chain, the drums is going to be pumped or bumped. I forgot, but sounding kind of. I forgot ducking sound or something like that. Then so I applied this side chain. This side chain is to change how much respond this compressor around -4.4 or -1.4 dB to -2 dB gain reduction. Yeah. Okay, next one and last one is limiter. As always, I say that I hate checking if the master bus is clipping or not. So then I set this limiter to cut or to limit this track. So actually that shell tracks or shells are going to be really responsive and to kind of are going to be a peak of the song because yeah, this is really punchy and too loud in the song or in the mix. So I have to set this limiter, sorry, like this. Yeah. Please look at this meter. So if I turn on, the meter is going to be kind of flattened. So then, but which is what I want. So, but the sound itself is almost not going to be changed. So that's why I set this limiter onto this track. So I wanted the drums punchy as fuck, but so if I turn up the fader of the drums, every single drum tracks, the meters are going to be clipped. Then so mix is going to be harsh. But if I use this limiter or this type of limiters, then so the mixes are going to be not going to be harsh. So we have to check if every single track is clipping or not. But it's so tedious. Then I recommend using limiter or clipper to clip out the peak of every single track. Yeah, this is really time saver. And then if the sound of the track is going to not change, then I have to use it. Yeah, it's not changed, I think. So then I use this limiter. That's all for shells. Okay, so then let's move on to the cymbals. Yeah.